Hello again, guys. As promised, we are continuing our little voyage into getting your first startup, your first blacksmith forge going. And first off, I'd like to say the response I have gotten from Spike Humor and YouTube both has been overwhelming. I never thought that within a week of posting some of this stuff, the several thousand views that I've gotten. Thank you again for your comments and your support. It means a lot. These videos are made for you guys and made to spread this information and spread this knowledge. So, thank you again. Enough with the butt kissing. Let's get down to the good stuff. Now, unfortunately, unlike some of the other videos, I don't have any fire or anything going. This is going to be more of a hardcore educational yay-rah type deal, just to give you an idea of how to find a good pounding surface. Now, anvils. Now, of course, nothing evokes more blacksmithy feelings than an anvil. This nice shape here. It's the same shape that we grew up with. Now you say that maybe you didn't grow up with it. Well, let me tell you that you did, because there's going to be very few of us anywhere around the world that did not see Looney Tunes and watch an anvil fall on the coyote's head every Saturday morning with Acme plastered across the side of that bad boy. So, first of all, let's start with alternatives, because very few of you are going to be able to lay hands on a good anvil. We're going to go over how to find a good anvil, but first let's stick with alternatives. Now, if you can't find an anvil, you got to have some. You know, guys, it would not be a video unless the cats were involved. So, completely broke my train of thought. Anvils, alternatives to anvils. The first thing that you need to do is you need to find a local scrapyard. And when I say scrapyard, I don't mean a junkyard, not an automotive junkyard. I mean an industrial scrapyard. These things are pretty much everywhere. Here in Georgia, there's a place called Macon Scrap. That's a place where I go. An anvil originally was a rock. Ironically, the first hammer that was used on that anvil was also a rock. So what I'm trying to get at is that don't overcomplicate this. All that you need is a flat, durable surface. If you go to the scrapyard, you should be able to find a flat piece of plate metal, something in this size, and all you've got to do is bolt that down or nail it down or stitch it down to a wooden block, and you have an anvil. It will get you by. Now, a lot of the first anvils blacksmiths use are known as railroad anvils, and they are sections of railroad track, discarded railroad track. Now, I don't think I know of a blacksmith that has not worked on top of one of these, but there's some issues that you need to be aware of. Unless you have written permission from the railroad company and you are in possession of one of these guys, if you don't have written permission, you are in possession of stolen property. So they're cracking down on that kind of thing. It's not the situation where you just walk by the local train tracks and grab a piece. Don't do that. Go through the proper channels, and the proper channels is usually a phone call away. These guys are usually really good guys. They won't give you a lot of grief. Tell them what you're doing with it, and they'll let you have a piece. But a section of road track is a great way to go. If you don't have access to that, let me encourage you to look up your local ABANA chapter. Now that is ABANA. Artist Blacksmiths Association of North America. There's a chapter in every state. These are this is kind of like your blacksmith enthusiast club, and they pretty much specialize in getting you started in blacksmithing. So they're a good resource. A lot of these places, a lot of these guys have hand-me-down starter equipment that they will usually give up for a handshake and a good story. So explore those options. Now, junkyard, ABANA, good place to start. Now, if you can't find anything like that, or you have the opportunity to find an anvil, or you're ready to move up to an anvil, you need to know a little bit about anvils. Anvils come in 3 flavors. Now, once again, guys, I'm kind of skimming over this. I'm giving you the top most important vital information. So, 3 flavors of anvil: wrought iron, cast iron, and steel. Now, your oldest anvils are wrought anvils. Wrought anvils were still in existence when cast iron anvils came out. Cast iron anvils are an inferior, cheap style of anvil. They were made as the economical alternative to a wrought iron. They suck. Okay, that's just all there is to it. And then the modern anvils are cast out of steel, and they are incredible. For most blacksmiths, a wrought iron or a steel anvil is the only thing you'll ever need. So try to stay away from cast. Now here's the thing. As a beginning smith, all you need is something to beat on. If you go somewhere and somebody wants to sell you an anvil for $20 and it's a cast anvil, do not turn your nose up at it. It will get you by until you can get some better equipment. So have it. How much are you going to pay for an anvil? Good question. Sometimes they're yours for the asking. You go to somebody's got an old farm, a grandfather, or old, something like that. These things sit and collect dust. Like I said, yours for the asking. The other place is you might be able to buy one. Now you can go on eBay, but grab your ankles. For a used anvil, an old anvil, considering that even if they don't throw the antique price in there on you, expect to pay at least a minimum of $2 a pound. This anvil, which is an average size anvil, is about 115 pounds. That means that bare minimum, expect to pay $230 for this anvil. Bare minimum. Now, notice that the top of this, the edges are in good shape, nice flat surface. Very few original anvils that you're going to find are going to be in this good a condition. So, now, how do you tell the difference between a wrought anvil and a cast anvil? It is called the ping test. Take you a hammer. This is very important if you're just trying to figure out what the anvil is. Take the anvil, put it on tabletop like I have here, and put a towel up under it, just like this. Now listen. Isn't that a beautiful sound? That is the ring of a wrought or steel anvil. When you tap that horn, it will sing like a fine opera star. Now, this is a cast iron plate. All right, I didn't have a cast iron anvil here, so listen to the difference. It will be very similar. There will be no ring to a cast iron anvil. That will tell you what you have. If you're a beginner, don't sweat it. If it's roughly shaped like an anvil, you better get it. Now, real quick, before I finish this up, I have heard, now I had one of the guys leave a comment for me, saying that he had gone to a place called Harbor Freight and bought a $60 anvil that was 100 pounds. These anvils are coming out of Russia. I have heard from a couple of good friends of mine, and I pretty much trust their judgment, that these anvils are actually steel anvils. And my friend, if you can get a steel anvil, new, 100 pounds for $60, do not let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. That's a good place. $60, you cannot go wrong. Save you some scrounge time. But guys, that is the quick and dirty of the anvils. Once again, let me say thank you all for your support. Thank you for your comments. I will have more videos coming. Send me the comments. Send me the emails. Let me know what you want to learn about, and I will see what I can do. But outside of that, guys, that's going to do it for my Saturday night. I'm going to go have a glass of iced tea, and I'm going to do the things that Southerners do late at night, and we go from there. Guys, take care, and I'll catch you next time around.